Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea and today is part 2 of pre-wiring my van. If you didn't catch part 1, yesterday we pre-wired for all of my 12 volt things. So that includes 2 plugs and my fridge. And then I did my lights in a daisy chain. So if you want to check that out, I've linked it in the description below. And to finish up with my lights by pre-wiring for a plug, which I learned how to do on YouTube about 30 minutes ago. So we'll see how that goes. And then I'm gonna go ahead and run the pre-wiring to the roof for my fan and my solar panels. And then I'm going to run the pre-wire from where my battery bank is up to underneath my driver's seat for the alternative charging source, which is my battery charging while I drive. So let's get into it. Okay, you guys, when I tell you this light switch is breaking my brain, I am struggling so hard. I actually just tried to record this and then halfway through talking, I thought that doesn't make sense. And I hung up, stopped the video, called my stepdad and was like, can you listen to me? And anyways, he straightened me out. So, for the light switch, the reason it's messing with my brain so much is because all the electrical is positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. But for the light switch on these 2 prongs, they're both gonna be positive. So that's what's messing with me. Got it figured out now. So this is my last light up here above you, and then this is gonna be my light switch. So there's a positive and a negative. The negative is going to be hung up here for a second because we're just worried about our switch. And it's my positive. So what I'm gonna need to do is have this go into my light and have this long cord go into my light. And then when I flip the switch, it breaks the positive connection for my lights, and that is what turns them on and off, right? So my light's gonna go around here. So we're gonna leave this for now because we're just pre-wiring today. I'll put this up so I don't break it. And then I am going to do the same thing I've done with all my other wires and run this back to my battery bank. On my battery bank, there's going to be a positive and negative connection for my lights. And then there's going to be 1 extra positive connection for this on my fuse box. I think if you see this video and you're like, that girl has no idea what she's talking about, let me know. Now that we have our light switch pre-wired, we are gonna move on to my solar panel wiring, pre-wiring. So I mentioned yesterday that I lost one of the connectors for my solar panels on the roof, which is annoying, but it's only $10, so we're not gonna dwell on it. But that is why I have not cut the hole in the roof just yet. It gets delivered tomorrow, so I'll do that. But in the meantime, we're gonna pre-wire. This is 10 AWG wire. Pretty simple hole that I'm gonna cut for my solar panels is gonna be right next to my fan. I'm not really sure on the exact spot yet, so I'll leave a lot of slack and just wire it straight back to where my batteries are gonna be. All right, next step, we are going to pre-wire the car battery, which in Ram Pro Masters is actually underneath the driver's seat. Read something that you just push the seat up all the way and remove the floor panel. Seems a little more difficult than that, but we're just pre-wiring today, okay? That's another Chelsea's, we'll figure that out another day. But again, super simple. I'm just gonna leave slack on both ends. I'm probably just gonna run this along the floor just to save wire. One more thing that was interesting to me is this is 6 AWG wire. And I feel like it should use more wattage because it's the car battery, but what do I know? I'm no electrician. Just a cute little side note. I fixed my hair because my clip kept catching the wires. Cute little side note about that 6 AWG. You know how I was like, it needs more wattage. That boy thick. Kind of hurt my wrist. My tiny delicate wrist. Yeah, no, it was very thick. So maybe it's Got enough juice after all. Maybe all these electricians know what they're talking about. On another note, I said that's all we were gonna do today, but I just remembered that I have not pre-wired for my Max Air fan. So that's the last pre-wiring, I think, of the entire van. All right, let's do a wire tour of all my hard work. We're following these 2 black wires, 1 socket, 2 socket, back to the battery, following my red wire to my car battery, so it charges while we drive. We'll do 2 at 1 here. We're gonna follow a black wire and a red wire. Across the roof, across. Red wire is gonna stop right here for my light switch, and then black's gonna go down to my fridge. Then we're going to follow red and white up, down the middle to here where I'm gonna have my solar power, and then this white one's gonna attach for my fan. And then last one, my pride and joy, we're going white all the way to here where I split it. This is gonna be a puck light. Puck light, puck light, puck light, puck light, puck light to my light switch. Right here is the first split of my daisy chain. Yesterday is the first time I've ever touched, other than like packing them up or whatever, electrical wires. So I've definitely never stripped them, crimped them, used butt connectors, nothing. I had a little bit of a learning curve, and the first few on my chain, really the first 4 of 6 lights, I stripped too much, and so there's exposed wire. And I may be a beginner, and I may know nothing about electricity, but I know that exposed wire is no. Exposed wire is Sheila the she-van going up in flames. So I have some electric tape here, vinyl electric tape, and I'm gonna go back and just tape up all around these exposed wires, and then even a little bit of the butt connector, because it's a chain. And so if one goes down, they're all gonna go down, and I don't wanna be up in my roof a week into my trip. I have tried to record my ending of my video 3 times, and Winston keeps barking at me, so he's just gonna be a part of it. And now he's scared and thinks he's in trouble. But anyways, that wraps up part 2 of pre-wiring my van, Sheila the she-van. I think it went really well, and I'm pretty proud of myself, especially considering how nervous I was and how I didn't know anything at all. But I still need to go around to all the wires that don't have conduit and put conduit on. I'm thinking I might wait on that because I left so much slack, because I know around where I want the lights, but not exactly where I want the lights. So I'm wondering if I should wait to put conduit on until I have the exact placement. In any matter, I don't have any more conduit, so I have to go buy it anyways. I am probably gonna do that at Harbor Freight though, because I went there the other day for the first time. So much cheaper than Lowe's, such a smaller store. They don't have like a huge variety of stuff, but they have the core stuff, and I am so into it. I drove past it every day. All this stuff I bought for my van at Lowe's, I drove right past Harbor Freight, so I think Harbor Freight's gonna be a new bestie. But anyways, Winston says bye and that he loves y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and again, if you have any tips or tricks, leave them in the comments below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video for the electrical setup.